all you fine and wonderful people. This is Silver-Quill welcoming you once again to After the Fact and Fulfillment Friday. I'm thinking about After the Fact, that's why I say it. Oh well. Maybe I should just start doing After the Fact live on stream. Then at least I could catch up on things. But at the same time, it would lose some of its spark, you know? I wouldn't get to be a me. Oh, and there's the screen I wanted. Silly me. So silly. I'm just making sure everybody can see me, can hear my voice, talking out loud, and making sure everybody A-okay. Ah, there's a crazy in the chat. Excellent. But first I must make sure I give proper shoutouts to everybody. So here we are, just bringing up Let Chit Chat. And so, first off, a fine hello to Cherry Fluff Belly Official over on both Twitch and YouTube. Pokemon Fire Eevee, MLP Trinary, good to see you, Trinary. Enderpup, if you're a fan of, I don't know what HO stands for, and I'm not going to say it out loud because YouTube will seize on that post-haste. But if you're talking model trains, if you have a chance to talk with Sky of Sky Railroad, he's a train enthusiast. He'd probably know. Mary Drake telling me to focus. And Commodore Steel. Cosmera Inspira. Hello. And of course, the dear Crizzy. Then there's Luna Brony. Kamen Rider Jetstorm Gaming. Tom Moore 2012. My goodness, if you're all the way from 2012, that makes you well over a decade old now. Oh, wait. That makes you what, 13? Oh, you're a teenager. Well done. And hello, Adam Leisman, Cat Lover 6780, Blue Griffin Azora, MLP Solar Dash 1907. And yes, Solar Dash, I had a wonderful time at Vancouver. I was able to surprise many of my friends, which is pretty fun in and of itself. Oh, two more made the account back in 2009, which means false advertising. You deceived me with your name, Two More. Actually, I guess it's Tom Moore. So I deceived you with my pronunciation. Anywho, so. Oh, and hello, Venpai. Oh, and Enterpub is correcting the, British O gauge. Sorry, Enderpup, I still don't know what that is. I'm not the best train enthusiast. Most of all, Sky once told me that the side of a train, especially in the American West, as we were expanding outwards, it was a symbol of hope. In were coming professionals, materials, perhaps law enforcement. A train was the link to the civilized world as they were trying to tame the Old West. Now, of course, to the native tribes, that was an entirely different story. But, well, symbols can take on a different meaning. So, I don't really know what the correct interpretation of history is. Just that it meant one thing to one people, and I'm sure it meant something else to another group. Hello, Michael Bullington. And hello, Pokemon Fire Eevee and Elizabeth Snowbell and Ambizar. Oh, Pokemon Fire Eevee wants to know, looking at this here title, what is that headset attached to? Do I have ears? Do I have duct tape? Well, I'll tell you true, right now it is holding on by sheer vice grip. My head is quite bulbous, even in the real world. I'm sure my birth was hell for my mother. Basically, hats don't fit me easily. It's all the inflated ego. So when I wear this thing, and I actually ordered a second headset that offered a little bit more space, it still pinches something awful. So, no, Enderpup, I'm not eating the mic, although one might wonder how those taste. Every time I see a musician singing, they are like right on the mic. Like, okay, tell me you sprayed that with some cleaner fluid or something before you went on stage. But that is the first of several things I hope to accomplish mit this adventure in, well, technology. So first things first. Last time, I didn't quite remember to switch the title screen, so I'll do that shortly once I get Adobe Audition pulled up. Tom Moore, I do indeed still do after the fact videos. In fact, another goal of mine tonight is to work on the graphics for the next video. Though I'll be perfectly honest, I am somewhat frustrated. I tried to set a schedule, and right out the gate, I wasn't able to meet it, which I'm trying to learn from that experience and integrate it better. But I wish I could be faster. But also life has a way of, well, catching us off guard. So here we are. Here we are, proper setup, so that's key. But here's the thing, folks. I tried, just before leaving for Vancouver, I tried recording a video for Bronies React. And it didn't go great. The audio was pretty hoyable. I'd started by trying to use my remote headset, which I've used before. It's wireless. All I have to do is record it on the computer and like clap my hands in order to set a sync up point between video and audio and go from there. But it was so distorted. It sounded all warbly, and I couldn't really do, well, it just didn't work, and it sounded awful. So I checked online for why this was happening. What could be the culprit? And I learned that it might be that the XLR cable I was using was simply done busted. It wasn't working the way it should. And now, so I got a new one just the other day, and this is the first chance I've had to sit down and actually, make it, work with it. Except that now, all of a sudden, I don't see it. Oh, this is my plight. Spent so much dang time trying to cut the thing free from its casing. And now I've done disorganized myself into oblivion. Oh, wait, here it is. I found it. Heavy sigh. Hello, Orca 19904. I'm doing well. I hope you are also. El Nero Diablo. I'm sorry that life's been a little cruel. I will do my best to get another after the fact out good and proper. Good and proper. So, right now I am doing the things. Come on. I have connected one end of the XLR, the brand new XLR, and now I am plugging it into feed 3 of my Rodecaster Pro. Let me try that again. Rodecaster Pro. There we go. I like to roll my R's. It's the funnest part of Spanish class. And yes, I'm including the curse words in that. So, before we begin, I must make sure I've connected the headset to its little charger and turned on the receiver and all that good stuff. Sorry, I don't have a video to go with this. That's actually one other goal I have, to get a webcam going at some point. But first I got to get just the right kind. There we go. That's on. That's on. Okay, so now I'm going to mute one mic. You'll hear some silence for just a second. Pay no mind, I'm still here. and then I will switch to turn on the recording, switch the new headset, and we'll see if anything works. In fact, since we need a little bit of video to go with this is me recording now just with my condenser mic, which is on a boom, which is linked to my desk. Also, hello, Nathan Duasso and Jesse Barb. Good to have you here. Or now, I am taking off my headset. It is a very nice headset, but headphones, rather. I am donning the headset. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door. And now, I have switched over to my new headset, wireless mic. It's already a little lower, so I'm boosting the audio. I'm boosting the audio. I'm firing my laser. And I don't know if this is sounding good to all of you because I'm about to switch back and see what everybody thinks. Here we go. Okay, now I am back to the condenser mic that is mounted and attached to my desk. Let's see, Swordbreaker 12 proclaimed that I'm no longer allowed to go to a funeral. Oh dear. I missed a post, Swordbreaker. Well, I'm sorry, caring for loved ones in older years. I know that can be difficult and very emotional. So here's me just yammering on to try and keep things lighthearted and entertaining. Here's hoping. Sounded slightly distant when I used the headset. Well, I'm about to find out myself as I change the audio hardware. Default output. Rodecaster Pro. All right, so now we're about to hear me repeat myself. All right. Oh, yes, I shouldn't sing for anything. Well, aside from the distortion of my voice in trying to do a bad imitation, that sounds pretty good. Well, okay, so the general consensus is that it sounds a little quieter. So all I got to do on Rodecaster Pro is give the level a little extra boost. Here we go. Gonna start the recording again. I'm switching back to the headset audio. Like so. Now I can see I'm actually getting into the red. Ooh, maybe I boosted it a little too much. That thing's overpowered. I'm going to talk quietly while I lower the gain. That's what they call it when you make sound loud. The gain. Don't hate the player, hate the gain. Okay, maybe just 2 levels of boost. That should do a bit better. Oh, and while I couldn't hear the alert, Trinary has tipped me, once again, spoiling me. So spoiled. Alrighty, I'm going to stop the recording and listen again. Back to the good old condenser mic on the desk. Honestly, with all the twisting around I'm doing, you'd think this was some sort of yoga practice. So now I'm going to hear this. Okay, that sounds pretty clear at least. Alrighty. So thank you again, Trinary. And there we go. Spoiling the bird like milk under pup. I don't think I'm becoming sour. Thank you very much. Although, my young parsons, I too drink yogurt from a tube. All right, so there's only one more test to do before we move forward. I'm pleased that so far this new XLR is behaving the way I'd hoped. But the thing is, when I need to use this, I'm going to be on the other side of the room. I'm going to be way over and far away. The signal is going to have to reach harder, and it's a question of how well does this audio headset work if I'm not right next to the computer as I bang my hand against the condenser mic. All right, making sure I am fully outfitted. Switched over to headset, and now I begin the walk. I'm trying to recall a sci-fi where all you could hear is the audio. And then, of course, the guy on the other end of the line is going to die. I'm walking through a portal. The apparatus appears to be designed to house and accept a being of far greater size than I. I see claw marks on the walls. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. And meanwhile, the audience is like, oh, he's going to die. He's going to die so bad. It'll be so sad, but kind of funny. I'll tell you this much. I can see the audio levels from the other side of the room thanks to my monitor, and it looks okay. We're going to see if it gets all warbly. That was my downfall. I don't even know how to describe it. It sounded like I was kind of underwater, but also a bit of an electronic line or tone. A little bit tinny, I would say. Oh my God, I completely forgot to hit record. Okay, wow, okay. We're going to try this again because that's just silly. Oh dear. Well, I already have Trinary and others in the chat. Kind of staticky and warbly. Am I sounding that way right now? I am next to the computer, so it's not just the headset, it's the distance. Well, that's just disappointing. I mean, give me a break here, people. What's the point of having a wireless headset if you can't get away from the... This whole thing is about mobility. I want to walk. I want to be free. I want to shine. And since I didn't hit record, I need to just hear how I sound. I'm about to sound weird again. Fair warning. So, onwards I go. Here I am. I'm about half the length of the room away from the computer right now. Now I am stepping around various things. I am a messy fellow, unfortunately. That was the thing in college. When people would come to my dorm room, or at least the one I shared, one half of the room would be pristine and well organized. The other half would be a jumbled mess. And people were surprised that my half was the jumbled mess. Apparently, I gave the wrong impression. I thought I was more collected and organized than I actually am. All right, so if everyone is listening, I'm now close once again, and therefore I should probably be sounding clearer. Warbly and static again. Huh. Okay, so, see, this is experimentation. This is learning. And what I've learned is that while the new XLR cable is appreciated, it's not the problem. How disappointing. I mean, I just have to rethink my stratagem. Because the problem is not the wire per se, but the distance. Apparently, I'm not going the distance. I'm not going for speed. So, in the long run, I will need a receiver with far greater distance. And then go, but in the short term, I'll just have to move it closer and like record on my laptop. Yes, that should work. Oh, hey, Guy T. You read the title of the stream. Hello. So I'm just going to listen to this because I'm curious. Wow, yeah. Dang. Even at half the length of the room, the distortion starts. Oh, that's gotta hurt. But that's okay. Oh, hello, Q. Good to see you here. So, yeah, the cable be not the problem. It's a question of distance. Alrighty. Well, you know what? There's ways to fix that. Knowledge is power. We have successfully conducted a test, and the test has borne fruit. So, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Also, hello to Voice of Reason. Good to have you here. Man. I wonder, let's see here. I'm using the, just for a record, the receiver I'm using is the Shure, S-H-U-R-E, GL-XD4. And the moral of the story is just keep it close. Also, hello to Twilight Sparkle in the chat. But with this, we can close out Adobe Audition because, well, I don't really need that. I don't need it, man. I don't need it. But what I will do for this stream, rather than rely on Pretzel, I don't feel like getting a bunch of copyright notifications. It's not like my video's in danger of being taken down, but it also won't let me. I can't monetize. I can't do anything. So it's rather annoying. An interesting concept. Knowledge is power, and power corrupts, says the illustrious Q. Therefore, study hard and be evil. Well, I've done both, so I think I'm keeping that trend true. Alrighty, let's see how loud this is. Must be pretty quiet because I don't hear diddly. Oh, there we are. All right, how am I sounding in comparison to the music? Enderpup says, or flunk everything and be a saint. You know, the Adam and Eve did get the boot for eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Although I echo the voice of Charles Xavier. I don't think knowledge in and of itself ruined paradise. More like what was the saying I once read? That in trying to gain power equal to God, they destroyed their relationship with him. Yeah, but beyond that, we're getting into very theological territory, and I am not equipped to properly discuss that. Alrighty. Oh, Shoryu Master 11. Glad to have you here, and glad that your headphones agree with my music. He's very good. And yes, Orca, I am doing something special with Spike. This is the other half of working on vectors for my video on the Divine Child archetype, which both Spike and Spyro embody. Kind of funny how dragons are the theme for this one. Inquisitor 751. Accident or skill, which? Yes, I'm sure the Inquisition usually follows that train of thought. Now, of course, I always love in the text-to-speech device. Did they try to brand him a heretic and destroy him? No, they wanted him to lead the Imperium. It was always one or the other with those guys. So here we are trying to create a vector set for better emoting. Spike, since he... Ooh, that wasn't right. Oh, that's kind of trippy. Ooh, this is Art Nouveau with Spike as the subject. As I was saying, Spike got his new wings, and from the front, they don't look very different. Or rather, you know, when they're folded up, they don't intrude on his profile. But what about when they're fully extended? There we are. Now, when I go into the layer with said body, wing 2 and wing 1. Not that it really matters in this case. Maybe I should put them together just so they're easy to find. When they're folded up, you can't necessarily see them. But we're not quite done. Because just recently, I discovered I was looking and found, oh, that's my thumbnails. Here's an image of Spike with his claws more behind his body than in front. I find it interesting that his claws or feet are usually angled inward. I guess that's more of the immature look, whereas as he gets older, they would start pointing outward. Just a little thing, but I like it. Let's embed this image. Whoop. Let's click on this image, move it to the back, and lock it. Well, Trinary, if you're looking for logic in my videos, I'm not sure that's the best place to look. You'll hear at least an attempt at a justification for this assertion. Whether you find it logical, I don't know if I can control that. All I really hope is that I don't come off as had a conclusion and work backwards from it. That is the move of many a charlatan. You know, I was watching a video. I told this to Q when we were talking earlier today. So Q, please forgive the repetition. But there's a video out there asking if YouTube critics are too toxic. And the assertion made several times over is that YouTube critics are needed because they're more honest than, quote, professional critics who are being bought or influenced by movie companies and TV companies. And I think that's very flawed. Just because someone's on YouTube does not mean that they are instantly right or more honest than a heavily influenced professional. It simply means that they might be influenced in a different way. I see so many people get mad at the idea of a woman being the main character of a story because they claim it's all SJW and it's going to be a girl boss, Mary Sue, you name the term. And while the criticism of the movie may be that the character isn't that likable or comes across as overpowered, I can't say that's not inherently linked to their sex. That basically you have to, no matter what type of character you write, male or female, you gotta make them actual people, actual characters. Show the audience that they're more rounded and not always right, not always invincible. But I will also say that there is a double standard at play, that the invulnerability of certain characters in our history, like James Bond, or perhaps a Jet Li movie where they could fight like 20 guys and not even take a hit. That is invincibility, power creep, not connected. It's why I'm more a fan of Jackie Chan. When you see a fights in his movies, he's going to take the occasional punch. And you are correct, El Nero Diablo. The funny thing is that a lot of guys try to use Ripley as design, but in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, if Alien 2 came out in our current culture, those same people would label Ripley as a Mary Sue, overpowered girl boss. It's like clockwork, and it gets repetitive. So, long story short, too late. I'm saying to you fine folk, just don't give attention or implicit trust just because someone sounds angry on YouTube. Anger is the mask worn by a lack of intelligence. There we go. I was trying to be really pointy with that. I have no idea if it worked. Now then, I'm trying to make it so I can swap Spike's claws as needed. But to do that, that's strange. There we go. A little bit better. Let's get those. I saw a comment that said Spike looked worried. In truth, this is the natural default I took from the show. You know, the two greatest words in the English language: default, default, default. Concert. You don't trust music critics. See, Cosmo said, Cosmos sees YouTubers as just people sharing their opinions and love of something. But if they're hating on something for clicks and views, there's a problem. I am in full agreement. I don't know what diffuse means. Well, you don't see Spike take this expression very often because really he's not shown from the front all that often, and he's talking. Sadly, I have not the budget or resources to make a good Spike voice. And let's keep this right here. And we'll just take this over a little. Okay. There we go. So that's one set of Spike. Now here's the thing. I think reviewers are really at their best. I mean, here's the thing. If you can predict the reviewer's opinion before you even see it, I think a problem starts up. So this is going to be claw one. Front claw one, rather. Case in point, when Yahtzee reviewed for The Escapist, and even to a certain extent on Second Wind, I always expected him to be really negative. It was funny, but it was also expected. And so I took a lot of his reviews not just with a grain of salt, but basically a dismissal of his view. I was just in it for the funny language and comparisons. You know, that spark of creative madness, as he puts it. I like him much more when he does his editorials and actually starts sharing genuine thoughts. And maybe doesn't have as much agenda. I also went with the standard that if Yahtzee even gave a slight hint of praise, I'm going to think it's awesome. Meanwhile, I thoroughly enjoyed Jeremy Johns as a movie critic because he gives a good account. He explains what he liked and didn't like. And while you might critique his rating system, I do think he's pretty fair, and well, he'll let you know if he has a bias. I mean, reviewers, critics are people. They will have their own biases, and I'm not asking them to have some sort of unique zen, but just be honest about your biases. Case in point, I give Cadence and Shining Armor a hard time because they were one of the weaker introductions for me. Rear Claw 1. But I know to other people they adore them. So I need to think before I comment so that I can express myself without making it an inherently I hate you and everything you like moment. Because there are a lot of YouTube critics who seem to take that approach, and it gets the views, but it also destroys you as a person. There we are. That looks better. Curious. What do you think looks better? I'm going to do a quick duplication. All right. Front claw 1 and 2. Now I need to, maybe not the smartest move, I need to take care of the claws. Okay, there we go. Realize that the border is in the way, but which way do you like Spike represented? Claws a little bit more in front or claws a little bit behind? Cosman, I understand feeling frustrated if you're not gaining the audience you hoped or what you feel should equal your effort, but I really encourage that you were doing just what you should be doing by being honest. Rage clicks are just a short-term strategy. They won't sustain an audience. The people who are coming to watch you right now, they will stay with you because they appreciate your insight, not because they're just super angry, and anger is not sustainable. All right, let's take a look through here. Welcome back, Sherry Fluffbelly. Pokemon Fire Eevee says behind, while Adam Leisman is a fan of in front. Trinary, a little bit behind. Renan 565. I think Spike and Spyro would get along. Yes, more on that later. Q says front. Juria 316 claws up front. Teddy Croissant in the front. Tornado likes the front, but both look fine. Gaiety somewhere in the middle. I don't know if this lends itself well to that. This is one case where it's hard to be bipartisan, but it's not the end of the world. I think the general consensus is people like the claws in the front. But I have both options available to me now. And that's good by me. Gig. All right. Now that is concluded, we shall now proceed to the next important step. Let's see here. Where did I... community OCs. And I made a expression list. So many people in this here community. Oh, XLS. Here we go. I said, here we go. There we go. Oh, well. You know, that seems like an awful lot of space for just a few words. Copilot, our powerful AI. No. Look, okay. I will accept AI as a tool to help get an idea going. Throw some ideas out there. Get a little thought. Maybe get some inspiration. But at the end, it's got to be you, a human, creating the product. That's fine. Prefer when the claws are up front. Oh, Cherry Fluff, that's when Spike's claws are kind of over his tummy, as opposed to more behind him. All right, so let's start with his three-quarter poses, because that's where I put a lot of my effort this afternoon. See, look at him. He is so proud with his wings and his crossed arms that seem disproportionately long, but that's how it was in the show. Spike is probably the most elastic of the characters. All right. So, I know that confused is definitely in there. That's angry. Where's my neutrals? Neutral, there you are. Hey, bud. Now, in the show, Spike's eyebrow, or whatever it is that covers the eye, is purple, darker purple, like the border of his head. Oh, fiddlesticks. My wireless mouse just died. See, this is me having trouble with the wireless all the time right now. You think there's a lesson in there somewhere, but I can't be caged down, man. I got to be free. So just for a few minutes while this thing charges up, Spike's eyebrow is usually purple to match the tones of his head. But given that he has that little border around his eye at the top, I figure it makes more sense for it to be black. So that's what I'm going to do. It ain't true to the show, but it's true to me. And I always got to be true to me. So let me regale you all with some stories of Vancouver and Van Hoover, which was a wonderful convention. One of my favorite moments was when I picked up my badge, because I was there as an attendee. No community guests, no vendor, no panels, just me. And Invisibroni was there. Came up to me and said, "Hey, they were talking about you in what was it? Tell Your Tale is Magic." It was an event being hosted by Taylor Boy McCardle, Red Card, Gobi Raptor, and one other person who I haven't gotten to meet very often, so forgive me, I'm blanking on a good name. I'll have to clarify that. Sorry, Trinary, but because this was such a small convention, 120 people or so, there was literally no line to pick up my badge. I timed it just right, it seems. So they were all startled when I came in and said hello, and they invited me up on stage to just sort of have a commentary going with episodes of Tell Your Tale. And it was really fun to hang out and just have a good laugh with them, and a great way to introduce myself to the convention. Gobi, by the way, gives great hugs. Chris, I think you'll see her at HarmonyCon. I'm hoping you two will have a hug contest. And I also realized Tell Your Tale is actually a lot more fun when you have several episodes lined up. Because there are only like 12 to 15 minutes, there's not a lot of time to really grapple with what you're seeing. But if you watch several in a row, you start to get a feel, and it starts to become more fun. And so I think really the fact we only got one every week or one every 2 weeks really was a detriment to our enjoyment. There were two show guests, Concert Cruiser. One was Vincent Tong, and the other was the voice of Flash Magnus. Now, again, I'm just so bad with names. Oh. Come on, work for me now. What's this? Oh. I didn't plug in the cord. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm a hot mess tonight. Excuse me one sec. Giles, thank you, Trinair. Giles. Funny enough, these two are also veterans of Voltron Force, a short-lived and pretty terrible cartoon, an attempt at making a continuation of Voltron, but not honoring the original in any way, shape, or form. Hello, Maddie Munchkin. I'll be getting to see you next week, and that makes me very happy. Okay. So now that I've established that I'm a complete goober. Here we go. Come on. I've got so many peripherals, I'm actually fighting to have the space for just a mouse charge. Jeez. Again, maybe it's time I reorganize my entire desk. And from chaos comes order. But, I wonder where the music went. Anyway. Where I'm not scuffing my stream? I don't know, Mary Drake. Define scuffing. And now I just darken my screen. Good Lord, this thing's really fighting me. Come on. There we go. Man, the stream's quiet. The mouse won't charge. I tell you, it's a madhouse, people. Welcome to the asylum. I'm one of the inmates. Anyway. There we go, gentle mouse. Charge for real now. Now, they were both in Voltron Force. Some think it was fine. That's fair. See, JC Mart, I understand. It was fun and entertaining for some. For longtime fans, I think they really couldn't get into the spirit of it because it felt very different. And I'll tell you one of the biggest things that I think worked against it. Somehow, Voltron was weaker combined than in his separate parts. In other words, we couldn't really... Voltron is supposed to be the big gun. The thing that you bring out when the enemy is just wearing you down. And, last best hope. But in Voltron Force, usually separating the lines was the smarter idea because Voltron was constantly running out of power. Okay. Scuff is when something goes wrong, says Mary Drake. I've learned something, and that's important. But I also learned that Gillen is still a big fan of Mech Warrior. And I was a big fan of Mech Warrior. And his favorite mech was the Mad Cat / Timberwolf. And I love the Mad Cat / Timberwolf. And he had to leave. And I was staying. So we didn't really connect on that part. But it was fun to talk for a minute. And it gave the idea of, we have drinks. Sky of Sky Railroads, he does a great card set of mixed drinks you can make based on characters from the show. And I did a quick search online. There are drinks for the noble houses of the Mech Warrior and Battletech franchise, but there aren't any for the mechs themselves. Now, if something specializes in close combat or long range, can you have something that is like a very fiery taste at the beginning that kind of tapers off like a long range bombardment? Or is it a very swift cut of flavor like an Axeman? All these things are pondering, so I must ask Sky if he'd have any interest in that. For I place a lot of my friends through the convention scene are connoisseurs of alcoholic beverages. Oh, Enderpup, I would have to look up Sky's cards for the main 6 drinks. I know I have them around here somewhere, but I've already wasted enough time just getting disorganized and knocking everything over, as I'm wont to do. All right, Trinary, who also knows the ways of the Mech Warrior, wants being straced off the clans, and I really want to emphasize that's clan with a C. To hell with the other kind. And you're a Star Adder fan. Me, I always like Clan Wolf. Although Diamond Shark also sounded really cool, but then I found out they were more merchants than actual clan combatants. All right, I'm going to hope that this mouse has enough charge because I need to shuffle on my playlist. There we are. But that sounds exactly like what we just listened to. There we go. Okay, we're back in business. Anyway, so yes, now, well, there's a hard thing. I mean, I'd have to really know the identity of each clan and their philosophies. And sometimes that's hard to say. My introduction to the Mech Warrior and Battletech series came through a Saturday morning cartoon, which is widely regarded as just awful by the fandom. So awful, in fact, that within the universe, within the books they wrote, they declared that it was actually a propaganda piece meant to both sell toys and bolster support for the war effort. And the main character, Adam Steiner, who eventually became the ruler of a commonwealth, he was the main character, but not in, and was heavily embarrassed by the absurdity of it all. The only clan you know of is Jade Falcon, Mary Drake. Well, yep, Jade Falcon was the most prominent, and I believe the most aggressive. All right, so that checks Spike's confusion off. I've got his glee. And hearing his glee with blush, though I need him to have his eyes front. Left eye 3. There we go. There we are. And Trinary corrects me, the most aggressive are actually the Smoke Jaguar. But I feel like Jade Falcon was one of the strongest clans. Or maybe that's just because I saw the cartoon and the Jade Falcon were the main cartoon antagonists, with a brief appearance by Clan Wolf. Yes, it's true. Spike saw something naughty, and then he got caught. Also, his head shrunk. Okay, this was a problem. Let's make it determinate. Let's take this noggin with a height of 390 pixels, essentially. And we're gonna take all these. Oh, wait. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit harder than I wished. Let's make sure everything is visible. Otherwise, I'm going to upscale some, but not a lot. What's this? Get out of here with that noise. Okay, good. Stunned, I need all those eyes present. All eyes on the eyes. Then down here, I realize this is not quite visually stimulating. Here we go. And you don't. Good. Here I was hiding everything or showing everything. Yep. First I hid, then I show. It's a vicious cycle, I tell you. Good. Because the goal here is to make these a uniform height. So I need every element visible so I don't just scale part of his face. And then his eyes are like suddenly really trippy. Oh, and I also need them to not be grouped. Otherwise, my Visibility script will not work. All right, sad. Well, we're gonna have to wait on sad. It's got a special exemption. Good. There we go. Just a little bit of everything. Confusion. Happiness. Yeah, all different. I wonder how I got these so mixed up. Usually I built off one, but I was working with an older file from when I was young and idealistic. And probably really stupid. All right. There's pleased. Sad. Talk about a reversal of fortune. Freaky deaky. Oh, no. Now, Glee, you're not lining up the way you should. Gonna need to... There we go. Little opacity change to help make everything nice. Huh. That's strange. Absolutely none of this is actually lining up the way it should. I am most perplexed. Okay. Hello, Bubby in Toyland. And Nathan Duazo. Okay, there's a clan named Hell's Horses? Why have I not heard of this yet? Kaido Uzumaki, the old generation can't build the new era. Maybe, but they can be great advisors. Alrighty. So, I need to do a little something to fix all this. Because I don't want Spike's expressions jarring people. This was a mistake from my early days where, like, for a time, my own Silver-Quill vectors would sort of wiggle around the screen as I switched between them. And some of my friends with whom I did collaborations voiced frustrations with that. How are we doing now? There we are. Oh, maybe just one little nudge that way? Nope, too far. Okay, that's good, I believe. So let's make this new happy copy our Glee. The Glee Club. So eventually I had to do the only sensible thing, go back and reposition my vectors so I could have a more reliable set. And I've just kept trying to be that, that easy to work with since. But it's not always easy, that's the trick. Now, I need a little bit of good old Spike Lavender. And there we are. Then these strange teeth. Find it funny that his dragon fangs disappear when he smiles. There we are. And now, whoop. So I believe I saw Rin ask earlier, what am I working on? Well, I need Spike poses for the video. And so I'm trying to make them, but I'm doing them my way. What way is my way, you ask? Decapitation. I draw all the heads differently, with different expressions, set up a script by which I can change the position of his eyes, and then export them all. And then through layering in Adobe Premiere, I managed to create something that I hope will not be awful. Now I just need the blushing from his other version, and he'll look significantly less naughty. As we go with Glee, he probably got a kiss from Rarity. There we go. Glee blush. Show me angry. Oh, I'm angry that I'm over here. You know, I'm starting to think everything's just a little bit off, which probably means I'm a little bit off. Wincing is relatively easy because I don't have to worry about eye positions. Okay. All right, I think that does it for Glee, and now is the time where we do a little save. Spike and Charlie from Has-Been Hotel. There's an interesting ship, Mary Drake. Though, after seeing Jack Frost and Elsa from Frozen together around that time, anything's fair game, I guess. But could we... I've gotten pretty tired of the meme of Twilight and that bird from Regular Show singing the song Shooting Stars. All right, now we come to the smug part of our expressions. And let's be honest, Spike's a good guy, but he can be pretty full of himself. But he's a child, and we give kids just a little bit of slack for being, well, not too much slack, though. You got to show them there's a better way. The thing is, Spike is the divine child archetype, but that doesn't mean he's always flawless or a perfect representation. He represents the shadows of it just as well as the virtues. And over here. There we go. A little bit of smugness. Let's combine that with his... Yeah, see, look at it. Look at this guy. He is just brimming with self-confidence. Let's crush it. Okay, Idiot of the Derails tells me that Animated James is back and is now going by Inept Outcast? One sec, I need to... My history is... Alrighty. We're looking at... Could he come back? I mean, why did he leave in the first place? Off on alt accounts due to harassment and personal problems, yada yada. The whole reason he walked away from stuff was that the fame went to his head and made him toxic. As part of that, he was kind of nasty towards a girl at age 16. Oh. He regretted it, but just didn't want... Oh, hello. I hear... some encouragement basically, James... Oh, hello. Dang it, I only saw that for a second. Mortala7, I believe? Thank you for following. Anyway, it sounds like Animated James... Motorola 7. Okay. Well, thank you for following. I appreciate it, even if my pronunciation skills suck. Sorry, Noah Harris. I haven't yet had the chance to see Sonic 3. Alrighty. Starstruck Spike. Let's take that Glee. All I really got to do for this is remove the eye highlights. Which okay, that's terrifying. Just by removing those, he stops looking like an actual living thing. And he stares into your soul. Anyway, it sounds like James took some time away to become a better person. And so I hope that this will be a good rebirth for him. I have to look because honestly, there have been so many horror stories. And it's hard. You know, you think you know someone and then suddenly you learn a fact that completely transforms your opinion. And it can be an exhausting feeling. So my heart goes out to everyone who's had to experience that. But that's why I had to check for a minute before I immediately wished James luck, because I didn't know why he left in the first place. Now I do. Sorry, Bubby in Toyland. None of us can unsee it. My favorite Sonic character, Enderpup. That's a tough one. I mean, they've all had moments to shine. I like Tails in Sonic Adventure as he stepped up and became a hero in his own right. I didn't really watch the stuff with Shadow, so I don't know him quite so well. I'll probably understand him a little bit better after Sonic 3. But let's see, who else? I mean, there are certainly the Sonic Archie comics, but I don't know if that counts as they're of the Archie comics, but not of the Sonic franchise. Because otherwise, I consider Sally to be a great character all around. There we go. Starstruck Spike. He wouldn't be folding his arms like that. In fact, I'm gonna change those. We're gonna get rid of the neutral claw. 1. Neutral claw 2. Where's the neutral claw 2? Group, skip. Wince claw. Oh yeah, there is no neutral claw 2. It's hidden behind him. Spike's got a little bit of a round belly. Until he gets older, then that boy doing crunches. Stunned. Well, we got stunned. But I forget what the difference between stunned and surprise are. Ah, yes. Open mouth. All right, so where's my stunnage at? Glee, there you are. That looks wrong. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It would help if I actually clicked on the right one, however. There we go. We're supposed to go 1, 2, 3. There we are. So that's stunned. Or rather, this is surprised. Now if I draw him with an open mouth, just can't believe what he's seeing. That'll be stunned, like your jaw literally drops. Yes, very buff. He was very buff, Chris. I wonder how Rarity reacted. I mean, she's still very much his elder, so yeah, no. But at the same time, you never know. She might have given him some encouragement to help him in his dating life with, I saw an Apple Bloom ship earlier, and they seem to be of a similar age. But is there any other character you would ship Spike with, or does he need basically a new character to match him in age, species, all that stuff? Happy neutral frivolous grin. Never did have him talk, really. Okay, that won't work. These are the older Spike file I was working with. Un momentito, por favor. I must check my image file and do a search for the Spike. Nope, 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 nope. Ah, here we are. Here's little Spiky Wakey. Mit de Sweetie Belle. I know, like, weren't those two dancing at Cadence and Shining Armor's wedding, and that set off a lot of shippers? Let's go this way. A little bit of a curve here. Yoo-hoo. Get this. Make sound effects so people know I'm not dead over here. Although if I was, I hope you all would raise a toast and then move on to lead happy lives, because I'm on the internet. There's not much you can do. Like, quick, call a police to, or an ambulance to Silver's house. Yeah, I don't know where it is. I don't dox people. That'd be something. The one time doxing actually saved a life. But that sounds like an entirely unique circumstance, and not one I would care to encounter. All right, his little... Oh, we also have back line. Boop. There we go. There we are. Now just a little bit of this. There we are. Here we go. And now we just got to bring this bit in. There you go. I think that's a properly stunned Spike. Actually, let's just swap this tooth around a little. There we go. Now he's seeing things no one should. Hello, Stephen Newcomb. Or sorry, Steve Newcomb. Gotta figure out which part of the end starts. Well, Interpup, Spike's tongue. Is it normal or is it serpent-shaped? I think the only time we really saw it as a serpent's tongue was in Secret of My Excess, where he was being influenced by greed. Ergo, he was undergoing something of a evil transformation. I wouldn't take that as canon. Although, now you've piqued my interest, which is a very dangerous thing to do. Spike tongue screenshot. I'm doing this search off the screen because otherwise I'm worried you guys might, well, it's Derpy Boru. You never know what you might get. Okay, here's 3 examples I'll show you. So, here we are. This is Secret of My Excess. Yes. So he does have that forked serpent tongue. However, here, I believe this is the book report. Yep, point of no return. He has a normal rounded tongue. And here in the Times They Are a Changeling, he has a wiggly but still normally round tongue. So I'm going to say, yeah, Secret of My Excess should not be taken as the norm. Uh-oh. Stay away from Memon of Hell of a Boss. Greed is a real big thing. Huh. Well, let's check that one more time, too. Sorry. But this is what you get when you pique my curiosity. I'm just saying. It's got tongue ice cream. Screenshot tongue lick. Okay, well, that's mostly okay. This is not NC-17, but it has all the wrong connotations right here. From drag and drop, jeez. Here, I limited this to screenshots, so screenshot ice cream? Yada yada. Well, our boys had some ice cream in the past. Come on. Come on. Nope. 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 Huh. You think someone would take a screenshot of that specific design? But here's another one where he has a mostly normal round. So I'm not sure. It might get really long, but it's not. His tongue will get really long. I hear what you people are thinking. Look up Spike MLP Long Tongue Cupcake. Okay. Okay, yes, this is the image to which people are referring, which is S for Spike. But note that while long, it is rounded at the end. Again, we're talking about his tongue. I hear you, your NC-17 thoughts. How dare you? Alrighty. So there we go on Stunned, Surprised. I'm not going to draw Spike Weepy. I feel like he's already had enough to be sad about at times. Plus, my goal is not to make him sad, even though I drew him sad. Doesn't this break your heart? Just seeing how his side scales and the top of his crest at his head droop. Good Lord, this is one of the most depressing expressions I've ever drawn. Although, put them over and it looks even trippier. Here, we're gonna save this file on a happy screenshot. By God, we're gonna make this happy. I tells ya. Ugh. Alrighty, now here we are. It is 7:20 my time. So rather than immediately go into Spike as a, well, as he is in portrait view. Oh, Jerry at 316, I get your double entendre. See what you're putting down there. Oh, Oh, someone think of the children. Oh, wait, Spike is a child dragon. So let's get Premiere going. And I need to pull out the episode that I will be using or reviewing and recording at HarmonyCon. Cartoon videos. Pardon me, I got to go through my library here. It'll be Swarm of the Century, a G1 episode that has made me consider the topic of karma, if you can believe it. Actually, I'm gonna fade out the music for a minute, just so I can really address y'all. This is the rabbit hole which I usually throw myself. Not fall into, I willfully just fling myself bodily down a rabbit hole to learn something new. So I thought, okay, what's a Jungian interpretation of, say, a plague of locusts? Because, you know, they eat all the crops. Parasprites just consume. Swarm of the Century. Thank you. And let's put that in HarmonyCon. So that was what I was thinking. Well, really, I couldn't find anything distinctly Jungian about it. I mean, you know, fimbles have a way of just, did I just say symbols or thimbles? But symbols take on a certain universal meaning. What I did find out is that Hinduism and other beliefs that utilize karma believe that locusts are a effect of a town or community's negative karma collecting. Well, that led me to wonder, well, wait, what is karma really? And that has led me just today to listening to a few talks about karma and how essentially the Western interpretation of it is very much wrong. Those who have seen Dragon Ball Abridged may remember Krillin saying, well, if you do something good will happen to you. And if you do something bad will happen to you. It's not, that's a very reductive view. It's not accurate or supportive, and my Krillin impersonation is horrible. I freely admit that. I always forget. I think I'll just go with stereo. So I'm learning about karma to talk about it, to see if it makes any sense compared to the episode. And understanding the episode is by watching it. Watch it now. Watch it. Swarm of the Century. Convert all. Boop. GPU acceleration. I wonder if this slows down the stream. How would I look all G1? Asked Swordbreaker 12. Oh, there's a question. MLP G1, I don't think they had hippogriff, so I'll just look up griffin. Would help if I put MLP and not MLG. I'm not really seeing a G1 griffin. Did they not? That seems unlikely. They were doing so many mythical creatures in that. I'll tell you what, though. Here's what I look like in G1 Transformers, apparently. I remember this episode. So someone wants Hasbro to make the Mecha Griffin from a Aerial Bots episode. Well, I'm not against it. But no, I don't know how I'd look in G1. Apparently, I need to really get the aesthetics of G1 down. Enderpup, I know G1 did have a Penguin King, but I don't know about a big golden retriever. But if it's If it's a golden retriever, I would like to see it. I love goldens. Alrighty, so coming along, this conversion's taking its sweet time. Come on, Swarm of the Century. Show me what you got. Show me. Come on. Here's the first thing I've learned about karma. The word essentially means action. In the West, we tend to only think that you do something good or bad, so the outcome. Because, one, how do you know an action is good or bad? Sure, there are extreme examples that are very easy to classify, but then you also hit a gray area. Thank you. Let's quit Wondershare for the moment. Oh, and I need to change the audio output. But really, karma is all action, including what you think, and especially the intention behind your actions. All of this is karma. It's a combination of, I believe, thought and not action and intention. No, action and history, memory. That's it. Action and memory, because apparently a very strong belief is that we have memory on multiple levels, not just in our brains, but within our very bodies. And there's some interesting arguments. New noise, says Interpup. I heard a strange noise while the conversion was going. It might have been some weird effect.
La 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 la.
And there's Fluttershy being the Disney princess before Cadence. You can't tell me she ain't. Alrighty.
Thank you, little squirrel. But remember, these flowers are for Princess Celestia. Only the prettiest ones will do.
And that's when his hopes were dashed. But not rainbow dashed. How'd that happen? Don't worry, it happens to lots of squirrels.
La 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 la.
It's Trinary saying, I mean, most Disney princesses don't dive into the bushes in fear. Oh, y'all got to that part, didn't you? I'm a few seconds ahead of in terms of perception. So you only just now saw my my comment to the squirrel. All right. I need a sound effect. One sec. I don't think I have this. I swear. Alien distress signal. Let's copy the link. Copy. And now, well, probably shouldn't have closed the converter. Yeah, cancel. I don't need that. This drives me a little bonkers, though. I've had to, with every new update to the operating system, you have to buy, not just simply upgrade, but buy a new file conversion program. And I need that to be able to work with, well, audio and video. But my question is, if your product has suddenly become obsolete and it's a digital-only affair, I think that's a valid justification to say, look, You're a valued customer. We're going to give you this upgrade. Keep the audience you have. And then when you come up with something even better, then you can say, hey, would you like this? And I think if you earn people's loyalty, you'll get more than you lose. Oh, there's that strange sound again. I hear it in the headphones. Come on. There we go.
God.
There we go. That's just what I needed. Don't need the video. You know, that thing even looks kind of creepy coming up over the rock like that. Yeah, so creepy. Alien will never fail to make me feel the Ghiblies. Right. I also forgot to turn the music back up. But back to My Little Pony.
Hello, little guy. I've never seen anything like you before. Oh, are you hungry? Here you go. I guess you were hungry.
You know, I really don't like how Fluttershy is the harbinger of doom in all of this. She really is well, she brings in this foreign object to a culture. She keeps one even though she knows the danger they play. I mean, Fluttershy really is the weakest character. I can't bring myself to say worst, but she's the weakest character in this episode. Or she's the font of all trouble. Kind of like Pinky was in Philly Vanilli.
You're the cutest thing ever. I can't wait to show you to be like her ever. I can't wait to show you to my friends.
Now, I wonder, is there a YouTube video where they're saying, "Stop, you fool"? Well, I could always do an homage to Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah. I'm gonna use a Gilbert Gottfried. Is Pinkie Pie Ripley? Asked Mad Munchkin. Well, I mean, she is a take charge. No one listens to her, even though she has all the good ideas. And funny enough, she does become a mother. So yeah, I think Pinkie and Ellen Ripley would get along pretty well. Oh, Mary Drake, you're not a fan of the Philly Vanilli? Oh, Elizabeth Snowbell, you're correct. I am planning to use the Trouble with Tribbles quote, but not yet. Where's that download? 1 second remain. Yeah, no, this is taking more than a second. You are lying to me. Wondershare Uniconverter.
this. Trust me. Trust me. This is ruining me life.
Agreed.
You fool!
No, I didn't hear it quite. Not the quite the.
Square win that you could pull up. Percent of Hungarians compared to only 46% of Americans are doing this. You'll feel doing what?
Seeing Wayne Newton live.
I disagree.
You fool! Oh!
Oop, ah.
You fool! You fool!
There we go.
You fool!
You kind of hear the host chuck.
You fool!
Let's just go a little further. Maybe there's a better.
Oh, this. Trust me.
Okay, we already saw that one.
That's too tough. You fool!
Not distinct enough. Man, I'm being really selective on this.
Yeah, you were in Chicago. Perfect pitch game.
I'll agree.
You fool!
Oh, Penn and Teller just had to get in on the goods. Gilbert Godfrey. Here's the thing, guys. One of the last things I knew of Gilbert Godfrey for was the Aflac Duck, but also reading The 50 Shades of Grey. But he lost that because he made a very poorly timed, lacking in empathy joke. And unfortunately, we're all been there. Well, we've all made a joke that we wish we could take back. I take some relief that people remember Gilbert Godfrey more for this and Iago than for the mistakes. Because to be human is to make mistakes.
No, I know this one. I used to wrestle with Steve Austin. The Crusher.
The Crusher.
I'll agree.
You fool!
Okay, let's get a little comparison going. You fool, take one, and take two. Here comes take one.
You fool!
And take two.
You fool!
More noise on take two. Okay, this is kind of like the audio cable distance with the mic headset. We got a experimentation.
Smog comes from what two words?
Smelly fog. No, it's smoke and fog.
Smoke and fog. I'm gonna agree.
Smoke and fog!
Oh, well, that's it. By process of elimination.
You fool!
All right. Back to Swarm of the Century. Yada yada.
Flutter!
Itself up.
Oh, hurry up, Spike. This place isn't gonna clean itself.
No, it didn't mess itself up.
Ooh, the sass of Spike.
Princess Celestia will be here tomorrow.
I thought this was just an unofficial casual visit.
There's nothing casual about a visit from royalty.
She would eat those words later. Okay, now I got to remember where that was. You're not a princess. You're not a princess. But what episode was it? You're not a princess. Applejack is a okay, yeah, I think this was in the play. Okay, man. Master Code Ace Analyst, revealing that it was an episode featuring ponies. An interesting and innovative insight. But let's see. Where was it? Rockhoof, what lies beneath sound science? No. And in friend marks for effort, meltdown, uproot, sparkle 7, pointer number 2, and common guard, she's all yak, frenemies. Going to see, no. Between dark and dawn? Was that it? Horse. Curses, I thought it was horseplay. Let's just take a quick gander here. Shadow play, horseplay. I think that was it. Yep. Adam Leespin confirms it for me. Thank you, Adam. Oh yes, Applejack got destroyed by anger and between dark and dawn, didn't she? No pony ever listens to me. Poor girl. It's hard being the voice of reason. Wouldn't you agree, voice of reason? All right, hit me with your horseplay. Convert all. But now I have to wait for the blessed conversion again. Man, wait, that just sounded really religious. Basically, I get so tired of waiting on this stuff. So Adam and Bubby, thank you for your good memories. Oh, and Renmon565 suggested it first. Okay, artichoke. So let's keep going while I wait for the conversion to finish.
I want this place to be spotless, and you've barely made a dent in the clutter.
Maybe you should start being them one at a time. Oh.
Everything's got to be perfect. No time for fooling around.
No, this would be an awful lot easier if there were two of us here getting under each other's feet.
Great idea. You could. I'll go see. Okay, so that.
But your neighbor's close to be an awful fun able to
Found.
You know, this would be an awful lot easier if there weren't two of us here getting under each other's feet.
Great idea. You clean. I'll go see how everyone else's preparations are coming.
I don't think that's what he intended.
Or maybe I should...
Yeah, okay, I'm going to remember that for the angry expression of his portrait. Because, by God, he is contemplating murder right there.
What happened to the rest? What happened?
And now a scene that forever lives in infamy.
What happened to the rest of her name? We couldn't fit it all in. You can't hang a banner that says "Welcome, Princess Celeste." Take it down and try again.
Now, when you talk about negative karma, I feel like pressure and anxiety are fraying at the friendship. Twilight's being more aggressive in her leadership than necessary. Oh, this is not what I sought. Reveal to me. There we go. Horseplay. It's on another monitor, but it's there, trust me.
Yeah.
Ah, what? Oh, do I have to modify the audio channels? I hate it when I forget to do that. All right, this is stereo, folks. Stereo. And if you get the channels wrong, you actually kill their talking. Which, when I think about it, I could probably use to my advantage in some way.
This is huge! Well,
She was a little nervous at first, but I told her not to worry. With us helping, it'll all go smooth as silk. I must find the silk.
Modify audio channels again. We just don't need clip 2 is all.
If Celestia is going to be in our play, we have to take everything up to the next level.
Jeez. I'm just gonna go back and fix this whole mess. So what do I do? Okay, you know what I do? I'll roll with it and then we'll fix it.
These old ideas will do.
Those are formal things. Galas, world saving. This is different. Imagine doing sweaty warm-ups with a princess, blowing your nose in front of a princess, sitting around just talking with a princess. I'm a princess. Says I'm a princess. You talk to me. That's different. You're not a princess.
Royalty.
Unlink. And get rid of that extra. And now I got to download because this is it. I'm editing as my brain goes, as my perceptions fly. So now I need that meme of end this guy's whole career. The original. I just find it hilarious in hindsight how Twilight basically has her own mentality thrown back at her. This is only 15 seconds. I don't expect a long download. Yes, the still of Twilight's face is those little frames. My goodness, these things take longer than I thought. Anyway, let's go back to horseplay. Converting, we're going to delete. This is a little trick. You go in and you delete the old. And clear the memory just so it's not even trying to reference it. And then, because you were an idiot and you closed the window even though you weren't truly done, that's not you. I'm more talking about me, you, not you. I'm going to make this as confusing as possible, for that is my way. Or the highway. All right. Horseplay, back again. But this time, I want the stereo. Please and thank you. All right. Don't worry, I'll hook you in.
Boom, bam, oh, bop, bada, bop, boom, pow. Pow.
Huh, funny, that's not the meme I remember, but I'll take it. And it'll take a minute for the princess to reline. So, couldn't fit it all in, ladies.
That looks perfect. Keep up the good work.
I guess, well, with Twilight saying that's perfect.
It would be coming a little better if they're able to. It would be coming a little better if.
Funny enough, she said that the same night of her honeymoon. Maddie, I think after the example I'm saying, we can at least go PG-13. Now, this is pretty negative karma. She is sabotaging their efforts.
Pinky, what are you doing? Those sweets are supposed to be for the princess.
I know. That's why I'm tasting them. Some pony needs to make sure that everything is tasty enough to cut the wild cub. And I, Pinkie Pie, declare that these treats are fit for a king, or a queen, or a princess. Twilight. Yell out. Or a princess.
There we go.
Twilight, Pinkie, you won't believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting?
Even when she's the harbinger of doom, she's adorable.
No, not at all. Come on in and make yourself at home.
Okay, one, I'm not trying to focus on... We're talking about Spike's tongue. Does anyone want to talk about Pinky's? Look at that thing. She's like a snake. She can just unhinge her jaw. It's terrifying. Link the media. Okay. Okay. See, there we go.
Princess, you talk to me.
Modify the audio channels.
You talk to me. That's different. You're not a princess, princess.
You know,
Still coming across a little weird. Well, I'll fix that. Just solve the mystery later, eh?
Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting? No, not at all. Come on in and make yourself at home. What's going on, Fluttershy? You won't believe what I found at the edge of the Everfree Forest. Come on out, little guy. It's okay.
And thus Fluttershy became known as the mother of Paris sprites. Heyo, Hybrid Costere. I'm doing well. Now I'm suddenly looking for a mother of dragon. Oh, wait, I should actually... this is Google. I should keep this off the screen. I mean, what can I... Wonder if I should draw something for Fluttershy as the mother of not dragons, Paris sprites. Oh, now I messed up. I opened Blender when I didn't mean to.
Three? They're amazing. What are they? I'm not sure. I'm also not sure where these other two came from.
I'll take one off your hooves. I've never seen anything so adorable. Besides, it'll be nice to have a companion for sight so he won't bother me so much while I'm studying.
Pinkie, do you want the other one? Ugh! A Paris sprite? Are you kidding?
A pair of what?
How could you not like? Now I gotta go find a trombone.
A what?
A trombone, you know.
Typical Pinky.
I can't. I need to fly. This is way too boring. Do you want to look nice for Princess Celestia or not? Wow.
I don't know. I don't really understand the mentality behind that wig or headpiece or whatever.
Rarity, those outfits are gorgeous. Thank you, Twilight. Nice to know someone appreciates my talents. So boring. Huh? What's that sound, Twilight? Wow. What are they?
Better question is, where did they come from? I only had one a minute ago.
Okay, now seems to be an appropriate... That seems to be the perfect time to bring in the Star Trek Born Pregnant. I'm betting there's a clip of that on YouTube. Born Pregnant. Or maybe not. First one is Star Trek Spock Rebirth. Rutherford gets pregnant. What? I forgot that episode. Worf delivers Molly. Should I be worried at how this all... You'd think such a highly specific quote would be top of the list, but no. This thing's throwing all sorts of stuff at me. Oh my goodness. So many clips, so little time. Okay, Trinair is recounting a tale from Friendship is Dragons. So it's an RPG game. Twilight recognizes this as a Tribble scenario and uses magic missile on the parasprites, thus ending the threat then and there, to the DM's frustration. Alright. Maybe it was in this... Okay, Master Code, you're trying to mess with my fanboyism. Maybe it was that episode where Spock met Luke Skywalker on the Millennium Enterprise. Dude, if someone hasn't written a fanfic like that, I don't know what we're doing. And yes, Maddie is correct, it is time to save. Mostly because we're almost at the top of the hour. So, come on. Come on. Give me what I want. And what I want is... a proper download.
Good. That was good. Yes, sir. That was good. Good. Hold on. So what's it? Okay.
Gorge! On my brain? Kurt, I am going to hold you responsible. Must be thousands of them.
Hundreds of thousands.
1,771,561. That's assuming one Tribble, multiplying with an average litter of 10, producing a new generation every 12 hours over a period of 3 days.
Yeah, that's assuming that they got here 3 days ago.
And allowing for the amount of grain consumed and the volume of the storage compartment.
Kurt, you should have known. You are responsible for turning the development project into a total disaster.
Mr. Barris.
And I am through being intimidated, Kurt. You have insulted me. You have ignored me. You walked all over me. You have abused your authority, and you have rejected my requests. And this is a result. I am going to hold you responsible,
Mr.
Kurt.
Barris, I'll hold you in irons if you don't shut up.
Jim, I think I've got it.
All we have to do is quit feeding them. We quit feeding them, they stop breeding.
Now he tells me.
Yep. This Tribble is dead. And so are these.
You know, somehow I feel really bad for dead Tribbles.
A lot of them are dead. A lot of them are alive. They won't be for long. A logical assumption is that there's something in the grain.
Yeah. Well, no, the Tribbles, the grain, everything analyzed. I want to know what killed these Tribbles.
I haven't figured out what keeps them alive yet. All right, if I find out anything, I'll let you know.
That isn't going to do you any good, Kurt. This project is ruined, and Starfleet is going to hear about it. And when they do, they will have a board of inquiry, and they will roast you alive. And I am going to be there, Kurt, to enjoy every minute of it.
Yes, until that board of inquiry, I'm still a captain. And as captain, I want two things done. First, find Cyrano Jones. And second... close that door.
Okay, that was funny, but it wasn't the quote I was looking for. What the hey? What the hey? Oh, dear. Well, you know what? This is going to have to be a good stopping point, I think. Because there's still much to do, including having dinner. Ah, but bones. Don't, Master Code, don't feed them after midnight. You are crossing the streams of fandom. Do you know how dangerous that is? All right, maybe we should just try Tribbles born. Good gravy. Here we are, I'm just...
You explain. Tribbles who are breeding. If we don't get them off the ship, we're going to be hip deep in them.
You explain that.
Well, the nearest thing I can figure out is that they're born pregnant, which seems to be quite a time saver.
Okay, even at low resolution, that expression just no. All right, TOS episode 2, season 2, Trouble with Tribbles. Alrighty. Oh my goodness. So everyone, I apologize that I will have to miss out with y'all next week, as I will be enjoying the start of HarmonyCon. I'll get to see folks like Mad Munchkin and Flitter Kriz. And like I say, I think Kriz and Gobi Raptor should have a hug-off. And so, well, I'll be back after that. And in the meantime, I wish you a good weekend, a good week. Take it easy. If you can, unplug from social media. Right now, there's a lot going on, and sometimes giving a voice to everyone isn't the smartest move. So in the meantime, just have a great night. Know that I'm rooting for you, and I will catch you all again. Be safe and be well. I'm Silver-Quill. Thanks for watching.